Hello, everybody. So, Happy New Year. This is the first podcast of the year. Yeah, I know. Very lazy. 25 days in. But I mean, I've been trying to get some people, kind of some responses. A lot of people don't respond, but it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, it's okay. Okay. So, everybody knows the rules from now on. I mean, I say everybody. I have 100 people watching, mostly my friends. Hi, Mom. So, okay, but fine. We'll just do this for this intro, for the whole year is just going to be one take, even if I fuck up massively, which is happening right now, because I tend to overtalk and trying to over-explain. Plus, my voice is all fucked up, so I don't even know if that's okay. But I'll just back to what we're doing today. And this is weird because I'm in a room alone talking to a camera. But yeah, one take. Everybody knows rules. So okay, so today we have a really interesting one. So Marco, he's like fascinating life story, right? One of those that you don't find that often. He works at He has this really amazing job at Amazon during the day, and then he's a comedian by night. So he's the funny tech Batman, basically. But it's really cool because he does like 5 sets a week. He's always working. He's super funny. When I approached him to do the podcast, he was super nice, and he invited me to go and watch one of his stand-ups. And I had never been to a stand-up before, so it was really, really cool. 5 people came before him, and I was a little, I don't know, I was in the front row, so I was a little nervous, like, are they going to make fun of me, and all these insecurity, but why would I say that and make fun of me? I wasn't even insecure. I don't know why I said that, but one take, everybody knows the rules. Keep going. This is getting too long, but we'll fix it on the next one, maybe. Maybe the next one will be 2 minutes, but okay, keep going. I wasn't really nervous. I was just having a great time. And so these 5 people, they do a great job. Like, really, I thought, like, because you hear all these things that people might bomb because it's super nerve-wracking, right? Because everyone's waiting for them, and then they go. All of them killed. All of them did a good job. And that made me even more nervous. And I said it correctly because I knew Marco was going to be the last one. And I felt like a cheerleader or something, like his side, like a girlfriend. I just felt so, we barely talked before, but I was just like, I'm here for him. I want him to do a good job. And I was nervous. I don't know why. And then he came and he killed. He was the last one. And I was like, oh, I was so proud. I was like, yeah, that's my bro. But but actually, like, it was super impressive. And that was super cool. And today, you guys are going to hear it. It's kind of a long one, I think. I don't know. Let me know. When I say let me know, this is 100 people that all of them I've seen probably. By the way, if you're someone that has never talked to me in real life and you're actually interested and enjoy the podcast, if that happens, please let me know because I would love to meet you. I don't think they exist, but this is too long. I'm doing that. I'm doing it again. I'm talking way too much, and it's still one take. Everybody knows the rules. I'll stay firm to that, even if it's super cringe. You guys can just skip it in the beginning because it's just gonna get weird. But let's get back to let's get back to Marco. We talked about philosophy because he was a philosophy major. Then he switched to comedy. So many things about life. We talked about movies and art and all these things, creativity, boom, like super cool if you feel like learning because he's super smart, intellectual, funny human being. And if you feel like just having a good time and maybe, I don't know, maybe it'll be fun. Maybe, I don't know. I hope you guys enjoy it. And let's learn how Marco Morgante made his own momentum happen. I'm going to stay right here. And I don't mean maybe. I can't let you go. I can't let you go. Yeah. I blew the podcast and it doesn't really matter. But basically, I bought it at a really good time, and the equipment is like best for your buck, I guess. Like I think, like I don't know, like right? If you listen to the podcast, super it's not that bad. But
you know, I work at Amazon.
Oh,
I will teach you a little bit, just a couple of tricks.
Oh, let's go
to get some good stuff.
Okay.
I'll tell you that.
Okay, no, but I would love. No, you can say now.
It's there's an extension, a Chrome extension called Keepa.
Okay.
Keepa.
And
you just you log in with Google, whatever, and it tracks whatever item on your wish list I have like several wish lists, and it tracks according to your preference how much discount or the target price that you're looking for. The moment it reaches that threshold, you get an email.
An email. Oh,
And you get
that's
a
great.
notification, and boom, you buy it at the price you're looking for.
Okay.
And to me, it worked with a couple of philosophy volumes. There are like 80 euros each, like Asian philosophers, and I bought them like at 40.
Really?
Yeah.
That's big.
So it does the work of tracking everything according to your preference. And it's called Keepa. Just look for it.
No.
To me, it worked.
I'm
I actually
stealing
worked with this one too. I got it like at $40 instead of 69.
Yeah. Makes a big difference, especially for a college student.
Definitely.
Very much,
Especially for a grown-up man in this country.
Fair enough. Okay, so you're Mexican, but you're half Italian.
I'm Mexican-Italian.
Mexican-Italian, okay.
Yeah.
But once I met you and you said, I'm Italian, that's why I have a little bit of accent with the Spanish people, I was like, but you do have that Mexican charm to you, and you have that Italian swagger. It was...
well, that's a huge compliment. I believe... I was born in Mexico. So my family is Mexican. And we moved to Italy when I was very little.
Okay.
And I'm the fourth of four brothers. I have an older brother, two older sisters, and that's me. I'm the kid.
Okay, little brother.
So, and I always joke about the fact that I don't resemble the stereotypical Mexican, nor the stereotypical Italian.
Okay.
And I also have a joke about that because I think I got the wrong halves.
Okay.
Because when you think about a half Italian, half Mexican, it's like, that's like a tall, charming guy, brownish, who knows how to cook and dance. And then just I walk on, hey, it's me. And it's, So, I hopefully I have that charm. My girl says I have that Italian charm, but I can't see myself that way.
No, you do. You do. When we were making the coffee, there were little subtle things you were doing, the way you asked for, excuse me here, and then... I don't know, the knowledge. I felt it. I don't know if that's weird.
Thank you.
It's just those little things you pick up on.
Now I feel compelled to buy a drink.
We'll get that going.
Okay.
But okay, in your first language, which one was it?
I'm bilingual because I learned
from the beginning.
Yeah, because I grew up in Italy. My dad was Italian. He died long ago. My mother's Mexican. So she said to my dad, "Okay, we're moving to Italy, but we're gonna speak Spanish, Mexican Spanish, back at home.
Okay,
no excuses."
And
my dad used to talk like a perfect Spanish, like almost no accent.
Wow.
Like nothing there. So we spoke Spanish back at home, and you just talk Italian. It's like people here in Barcelona. You have you're Catalan Spanish.
Yeah, and
you learn both languages at the same time. So I'd say it's both, but my of course my preference now it's Spanish because I live here in Spain.
Yeah.
But I got school in Italian, so I know Italian as a language. I think I know it better, deeper than Spanish, which is something that I try to mitigate by reading a lot of stuff in Spanish and poetry, which I believe it works.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's interesting. So, what are the kind of things that you do once you feel like? You're here, you're speaking a lot of Spanish, because I feel that sometimes when I'm back home and I'm kind of losing the English. Sometimes I feel like when I speak too much Portuguese. Oh, I don't know how to speak English anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. See, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
I think it's like a mental gymnastic that you have to do from time to time because you live in a world that speaks and moves in one language at the time. So you kind of have to revert to the other language, and it takes some time to get the translation, the vocabulary.
Yeah.
It happens. It happens, especially with idioms. Super fast in one language, and how is the English word for that? And you can find the word. It's actually an idiom that I'm looking for. I think it happens to everyone, mate.
Yeah.
I think it's completely natural.
Yeah, those kind of things. I'm gonna nerd out here a little, but like when you speak languages, I feel like I heard this about the accent, because when I speak in Portuguese, my mouth moves in a certain way, like the way the words say, and then in English, if I were to move my mouth the exact same way in English with how I move my mouth in Portuguese, it would be with a Portuguese accent.
Yeah.
So once you do that switch,
it also happened as psychological trait and persona.
Ooh.
When you switch languages, and let's say a language that you grew up with, like you're bilingual, biracial, whatever, your persona shifts a little bit.
I know what you mean. Okay.
And like when I speak English, I tend to be like calm, serene. Yes, I do comedy, but I don't take that seriously, because a language that you had to learn when you already had another couple of languages that you had. So it's something to me like it's very rational. Like if I want to think something through, I try to write it down in English. Like, okay, do I catch the words? Am I thinking this through?
Yeah.
But the moment I go Mexican, it depends on the Mexican friends that I'm with, or the Italian ones. I don't know why I think it's a stereotype, but I think it's true. The moment I start talking in Italian, if my friends are from southern Italy, I speak louder, and I become louder. If my friends are from my region, I grew up in the northern part of Italy, nearby Milan. I'm steady. I'm cool. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit, let's say, colder. But it's a weird thing. So you switch language and some other parts of yourself like pop up.
Yeah.
And it changes your persona.
No, it's huge.
And it's a thing. It actually happens to everyone.
Yeah. And it's weird because it's weird when you meet, like, for example, I met you in Spanish and in English. I couldn't really tell the difference, to be honest. But there's some people, in terms of personality, how you acted. But like, world example, Mbappe, I always heard him speak in English. And I was like, oh, he like good English. He speaks in a certain way. But in a way, he felt like kind of goofy. And not in a bad way. I think it's great. But more like he has fun with his words. He's very humble in it. And I heard him speak French once.
What?
I was like, oh my God, this guy's like speaking like Ronaldo in his prime. The way, the intensity that.
Yeah, this guy's a menace.
Oh my, the menace. Yeah, I was like, damn. Like and I was like, this is.
But also your tone of voice changes.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that this is something that my girl said to me. I love when you speak Italian, even if it has something silly, because my tone of voice, it's slower.
It's sexier.
And it's sexier.
Okay.
And it's like, I get what you mean. Because you see, I get what you mean. It's high in the nose, high pitch, and it's like, okay, ho capito. And it goes like really low. And it's like, okay, I get you. But yeah, it's a thing. It's a super fun thing to notice. You notice with people, the longer you get to know, the longer you stay with someone, the better you know them, you will start to see
pick up.
Yeah.
And what about comedy? Were you kind of the class clown? Were you inspired by someone?
No. I was this shy guy. I've always been the shy guy. And I remember, because like long ago, like 12, 13 years ago, a friend of mine, Italian friend of mine who went to live in Australia, we used to send each other emails. I'm talking about like almost 15 years ago. Yeah? And we talked about, hey, how you doing over there? I'm doing here, this and that. And he sent me a link of a YouTube video. I think it wasn't Google's yet, YouTube. But anyways. And it was about this stand-up comedian. And I saw the link. When I clicked on the link, I saw the video, and I was starstruck. Like, what the fuck is this? How can you do that? I came from a philosophy background. I studied logic and philosophy of science. That's dry as fuck, but it's super interesting. What about this thing? How can this guy tell so many truth bombs after another? And I said, oh, I like this thing. Let me Google it. Oh, it's stand-up comedy. I knew nothing about it. Like nothing, zero. I had no idea. And I Googled like if there was any course here. Not course. What's the English word for that?
Courses.
Courses?
Right? Yeah. Because you took the stand-up course.
Yeah, and I did that, and I found a guy who teach it stand-up comedy, and I said, okay, let me try. And I still think it took me like 2 classes just to write down some jokes, get to know the tricks, how you deliver, what's the name of the thing that you do when you write down jokes, the punchline, how do you deliver this and that. And I thought, oh, this is my jam. I don't know why, but I like it, and it gets almost naturally.
Yeah.
But I wasn't the clown at all. And it's almost like theater. I did a little bit of theater in Italy, but it's almost like theater. Theater works best for people who are very shy because it cures your shyness. It forces you to bring up something.
Yeah.
It's about courage.
Yeah.
If you want to be there's people who are clown naturally. Okay, fine for you. It doesn't take work. Okay, you want to be funny, but you're halfway there. Oh, it will require to bring the best out of you. And that's I really like that. And I said, oh, and I started doing comedy, and I was really bad. I was really bad.
But you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it because I realized, oh, I don't know why, but I like to write jokes, and it flows. There's something in there. It's like when you read philosophy and you find like a phrase that you love. Mm-hmm. To me, it's the same feeling.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I found something which is funny, and I like to read it. I find it myself. No? There's
Yeah, yeah.
something about discovery, but it's a weird process. It's a super weird process. You never say that. It's like, oh yeah, you saw me, and it was fine. That night was
You killed.
lovely.
Yeah.
It takes 10 years. It took me 10 years to get there. It flows naturally now, but it's an acquired skill. So like any other acquired skill, I think they improve you because you have to bring out the best in you, and you have to abandon all the things that doesn't work. If your jokes doesn't work anymore, well, guess they're gone, and you have to write new shit. But that happens every day to everyone. Like, oh, this doesn't work anymore. Well, I can't stay here. This thing is not useful to me. Guess I'm leaving this stuff here. No one dies.
Recalibrate.
That's a ego check also. Yeah, because you get to love the things that it's like Gollum. Oh, it's my treasure.
Yeah.
I'm good, and then people doesn't laugh, and I'm not that good.
It's comfort too, because it's very nice. You have, this stuff works, so that means that, because sometimes I don't know. Every time I start doing something that's creative, or sometimes like I like to write things, or just being like at a computer where mind work, be creative. That's scary. I don't think if it is for you, but for me, like that first thing is scary. And if I have something comfortable, like, I already did this, maybe I can use this stuff like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's scary, or to me, it's mostly on the side of the comfortable, because I always, when you start to write, especially if you write at a screen, it's a different thing from writing down stuff.
Which one do you do?
I do both. Like if I lately, I don't know why. I think it's because I feel so relaxed, and my mind starts to get some places. When I take a shower, I start thinking about comedy. I start thinking about some performances, and then maybe I hit some jokes, and I have to write them down. And lately I'm writing them down on it's not a screen. How do you say? It's
like an iPad?
No, it's not an iPad. It's a board.
Oh, a board. Yeah.
And I write down exactly what I thought. It's just the idea. Just vomit the idea. But I prefer to redo that writing down by hand, because you will remember that better than writing down on a screen, on a telephone, or whatever iPad.
Yeah.
It works better for memory. It's a known thing. It's a scientific fact. If you write stuff down with your head, that thing that you're writing down, you will remember it better, because you have to use your whole body and your muscles in your hand in a different way than just clicking with your thumbs.
Yeah, and then forgetting about.
By the way, do you remember Street Fighter, the video game?
Yeah.
You have to learn the combos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember the Hadouken combo? No. Why is that?
I mean, I don't remember.
Because you use your thumbs. You have to memorize it. And same happens when you write down with your thumbs. You don't recall as easily what you write down if you were to do that by hand.
Yeah.
It's another thing. And I believe it actually works. I mean, to me, it works. I remember better some jokes or some stuff, even a grocery list.
Yeah.
If I write it down, yes, it's lengthy, it takes some time, but I will recall it easily.
You'll go there and you won't look like a fool. You'll just, I know what I need to get. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, but on the let's say writing side, to me, it's like, I just had an idea, just put it down. There's a pleasure in discovery that, beside this idea, there's this and that. And it's all about, I think it's a form of autism. And so you start, I just think with words, and I put this word here and there. And sometimes I catch myself and I say, oh my God, you're sick. Just think with words, and maybe I can deliver this. Like, calm down. Calm down. But then you have to write it on screen. Yeah. Because on screen, it's when it takes a serious amount of time, and you have to receive everything, and you have to come back. It's like writing a script of your own day. I don't know if that's an expression. It sounds like that. Yeah. And I know a lot of comedians that they just write down on paper. And that's their way to remember. It's a tool to remember. Yeah.
I heard that it's cool that you said that, because it remembered I loved Seinfeld. Like, to me, watching Seinfeld, the sitcom, like, I don't know. I wasn't like, I knew comedy and I laughed and I loved it. But once I saw Seinfeld, I was like, this is awesome. And then I heard him say something like, sometimes he's sleeping and he always sleeps with a paper and a pen next to him, because he wakes up in the middle of the night. And to me, this is crazy.
and he writes some crazy thing like I don't know, like 3 letters or something, because he got an idea like of a sketch in his mind, and I'm like, what does that happen to you?
No, and by the way, I hate Seinfeld with all of my heart. Never
Really?
seen one episode. I don't like his tone of voice. Never
Okay,
liked it.
He X you out for some weird reason. I have that with people sometimes.
Well, it's an American sitcom. I grew up in Italy, so it
Okay,
wasn't there.
automatically, yeah.
And but I get why it is so important. I totally get it, but I don't like him. I never liked him.
Yeah.
Go for it. It's not my jam. But this thing that you had an idea. I don't know about dreaming of. It doesn't happen to me. But what you said, what Seinfeld used to do, that's something that even Einstein used to do. Like he fell asleep, and they say the anecdote is like that he had like a couple of metal balls in his hand, and he would start thinking about some problems and this and that, and when he got tired, he just sat down on his sofa or whatever with these 2 balls, and he started to get into the, I don't know which phase of sleep. And the moment he dropped the ball, which meant he was falling asleep, he just wake up and he had the idea in his head.
Oh my God.
There's something about going to sleep that turns off maybe the conscious part of yourself, and it bubbles up whatever unconscious work you were doing, and it gets revealed to you in your dreams.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
That stuff to me, it's so interesting. I love to speak with, I'm almost scared to speak with someone about dreams. Because sometimes you get some weird dreams, and you're like, what do they mean? And and I'm like, I don't even want to find out.
There's this friend of mine, he's a philosophy teacher, he's one of my best friends, and he said to me, I hate this expression, which is an image speaks more than 1,000 words.
Yeah.
It just means you can't talk properly, you don't have the words. And I say, I buy it, I believe that is to be true, but it's the opposite in your dreams. An image speaks 1,000 words, more than 1,000 words, because your dreams means a lot of things at the same time. And he went, that's also true. Yeah, it's true. In the dreams, a description of dreams is there's an image that speaks 1,000 words. Or more than 1,000. And say, it does resonate. There's a hidden truth in that. Yeah, it's super cool, by the way.
No, I love those kind of things, and just getting to those rabbit holes of like, because then like, imagine like we're having this podcast, and the whole theme is life stories and everything, but I would never like gone to have this thing in common, or maybe not in common, this interest of dreams, you know. And I love when conversations get to that point, because you just get to find more, you know.
Yeah. It's a world. It's a different world. Everyone dreams. And they say that, you have to follow your dreams. No, you don't. Just hard work and save money. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, but you don't have to follow your dreams. That, like in medieval times, they thought that dreams could predict future. It was the word of God that manifests in your dreams. And by the way, it's halfway true. It happens to everyone. It never happened to you that you had a dream and what you dreamt, it happens 2 days later.
Deja vu.
It's that deja vu, but on the other way.
Yeah.
It's like, because your brain catches up subtle, how do you say?
Patterns
that you're not fully aware because you're not focused on that. But the brain stores that. And then in the dream, they presents those patterns in a symbolic way, which is hard to interpret. And then those patterns, which means they will repeat in the future, you see them, it emerges. I dream about this thing. I dreamt the future. No, you just stored the pattern in your memory, and while dreaming, that pattern became, you saw that pattern, and now you recognize it. Yeah. And now you see it. It's so cool. Yeah. I remember this one dream that I had one time, and it was I had an ex-girlfriend, French one. Yeah, I made mistakes. And I had this dream. She was leaving me because I had no job, and it happened a month later.
No way.
Yeah, and I found like, why is this? This is so weird. It's madness.
When you had it, it would never happen. What do you mean?
Yeah, but it was true.
Wow.
It was true. Yes. Yeah. Okay. And then I realized, she left me the moment I wasn't a provider. And I was starting to see that, but you fell in love. She was so cute, this and that, and you don't want to see that, but your brain catches up.
Oh, okay.
It stores everything in your head and it's like, dude, you have a problem here. Just watch out for this. And it's like,
be careful.
Weird.
Yeah.
And then it happens.
Wow.
Yeah, it was which mean, by the way, it was bound to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just catch it up in your dreams.
Yeah. He just called it earlier.
Yeah. And I wasn't listening. I was, we'll be fine. And it was 2020, so yeah.
Yeah, a lot of
it was a weird.
Whatever
it was
happened
a
there
weird
doesn't
year.
count. Doesn't count. Yeah. But okay, this is crazy. So I thought you always had an inclination for comedy, and I was like, okay, so you took philosophy.
Yep.
You did political undergrad political science / philosophy.
It's logic and philosophy of science.
Okay.
Which is far away, almost removed from the political madness in philosophy.
Yeah.
It's a completely different thing. It's a lot about. You speak a lot about math. What does a number mean? What is a number? About logic. About a lot of philosophy language, which is dry. It's so boring. I kid you not. It's so boring, but it's so useful.
Okay.
It's so useful.
And did you feel like that at the time while you were taking?
No, because I came here. I did a philosophy master, and I came here to do a logic of philosophical logic, and I failed miserably.
Really?
I failed. It was so hard on me, and I thought, wow, what do I do now? Because I was working at Starbucks. I used to work at Starbucks for a year and a half, and I was also going to university at the same time. And when you end up in something that you don't like, what do? I just have this job, so what am I supposed to do? So I just run to finish my studies in philosophy. I say I'm not going back to that academic world because it's not my thing.
Yeah.
What do I do? And that's when my friend sent me the link.
Life's crazy.
It's like, okay, I think I wanted to write stuff, but not for anyone else. I just want to write stuff. It's egotistical, yeah. It's some narcissist, yeah. But I want to write stuff that makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get also happy, well, best of the two worlds. And it changes throughout time. I start writing that way, and I remember one day I made this joke about cancer, and my dad died of cancer, and I have this joke, and I think it's a good joke. And there was this woman after the show who came to me, and he said, I had cancer. Like, she was a cancer survivor. The moment you start talking about cancer, like she said to me, I immediately disliked it. And I said, oh, I fucked up. But the punchline in the joke, I loved it so much. Thank you. I almost cried. I said, like, really? Like, really? This is a thing that happened to people? I mean, it happened to me like maybe 2 or 3 times in 10 years. I said, and that's when when you switch writing that, I don't write for myself anymore. It's not just about me.
Yeah.
And I'm there. I still don't know what's happening, but it's not exactly about me. It started about me, now it's different. It's like a revelation or something that people thank you because of your joke. Do you know how stupid it is?
Yeah.
People to thank you because you said a stupid joke. It's like, this is weird. This is weird and this is so enriching. Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. There was it's funny that you said that because there was the woman that did, I think she did right before you, or maybe
Did you not the past Thursday?
I forgot the name. Yeah, the past Thursday.
Who was right before me?
Red hair,
Ken Montalvo, yeah,
curls.
Yeah, La Monti, yeah, I know her.
And we were talking at the end, and she was saying exactly that. She said that if I didn't have this, I don't know what I would have, like, because she was saying that she deals with a couple things, but this is a way for her to kind of let all these insecurities out and all these fears.
You channel them.
Yeah, and channel them. And she was saying, like, she made a joke about, like, the arms wiggling or something when you get older. Yeah. And she was like, and she pointed to a young girl and she said,
you don't know, you're perfect, you have
exactly,
nothing.
Yeah. But then she said she saw a girl back then that had the same thing, laughing her ass off, and she said, that made my whole day. Cause,
it happens.
Because you're like, it's a thing.
Yeah, it happens that you, and especially when you're shaming yourself, body shaming, especially for women, it's different because I can make fun of my face all day long, but it's harder on women because of everything. And when you find someone who resonates, who's it's the same like me, like it kind of delivers you from that joke. Yeah, you feel weightless for a moment, and it's a stupendous feeling. But it's not just in your head. It happens even only if someone else catches the joke,
on their
and laughs,
as well. Yeah.
and laughs in a way that I cannot predict. that you're laughing because of that maybe solves an insecurity of yourself. I'm not your shrink. I'm not here to better people's life. I'm just here for the jokes. But that from time to time you meet some people that replies you and gives you back like tenfold. And it's like, oh, it's a weird feeling. It's a weird feeling when someone hugs you and says thank you and then they just leave. I felt that happens to me once and I felt naked.
Wow.
It's like, this is super weird. I just want to not work and tell jokes and have money.
No, it's crazy because them going there, saying that and leaving, they really like it shows how much it meant to them because they didn't do this because they wanted them to like you for you. Like they're not thinking like I want to leave the show and go say hi to the comedian because he did really good and one day he might be this. And you know when you start thinking about ego and all this stuff, I'm gonna give him a compliment just so I give him a compliment. She was just like, I'm gonna thank him for what just happened, like this experience that I just had, and it was provided by this person, and I just want to say thank you and leave.
Yeah, that's what you do when you see a good movie.
Yeah,
when you
exactly.
When you see a good movie, you maybe cry a little, just walk home.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, and I still believe that's the correct response. And yes, we are all like kind of compliment whores. Yeah, sometimes I know I'm telling this joke because then someone is gonna tell me, oh, great joke, like thank you. Yeah, because it all, by the way, it keeps the momentum. That thing, it keeps the momentum. But yeah, I think it's like when you watch a series and the season finale just leaves you dry in your mind. You don't know what to feel. That's the point of art.
Crazy.
That's the point of art. It's like I don't know what if I'm going to sleep well. Mm-hmm. That's the point of art. Is when you go to a museum, it's better to go there and watch or see just a couple of things to take all of that in. You can go walk to El Prado and pretend to understand everything. It's like going to a pub and drink all the beers.
Ooh, yeah.
You don't get the experience. You just get drunk. You don't remember. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's like watching a movie. Like, okay, can I go home? Yeah, and people go home.
No, that's crazy. They were saying, I think I love movies. Movies are super powerful. They've changed my life. And I was hearing this because Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. That was horrible. They have this recent movie with Netflix, and they're just speaking about everything. And they did so many podcasts, and I love them. I love their collaboration, everything they stand for. And they were saying like this thing now that since movies are going either straight to streaming or they have this really short theatrical release, that like it's hard to watch a really like thought-provoking kind of in a way like this scary movie because sometimes at home, and even them, that's their profession, that's their whole life, it's scary and you just want to turn the thing off. But once you're in a movie theater and you're surrounded by people,
you can run.
You can't run, exactly. So you have to experience this thing, and the scariness turns into a lesson, right?
Yeah.
And that's so deep to me.
It's same as a crowd member where you go to see a really good comedy show. You can't run.
Yeah, I felt that.
Yeah, you can run, and if you feel offended, you can walk away. But if you're not ready for the game, don't sit on the front row. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like it goes both ways.
Yeah.
And I think it's like a mess. You know, mess when church, but for non-believers. Because you go sit down in a dark place and there's this guy telling you things that are interesting and also how you're supposed to feel about them. Dude, that just it's preaching.
Yeah.
That is preaching. That overlaps with preaching. And there's this kind of religious attitude towards this woman or man on stage delivering these words of the comedian God. It's very religious, the experience. The phenomenon is very religious.
Yeah.
And even if people say the contrary, I don't buy it anymore. It's like, why do we gather in a dark place? Why not in broad light? Oh, because otherwise people, they're not, but they don't band together. Yeah, but why darkness? Why just going on the basement? Why don't do that why don't do comedy in the street? Because no one will pay attention. Exactly. You need to put people in the same place and make them feel exactly the same.
I never thought
it's the weirdest thing ever. That you maybe go to see a comedy show for an hour and you get to be in a mood, a special mood, which is a joyful mood for an hour. and someone else causes it and it's a natural reaction, it's crazy that we pay people to do
Yeah.
It's like which by the way is the same thing with cinema, with theater. There's some religious attitude. I'm not saying it's religious, but it looks like, it feels like,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, it's like a mass, and I heard the word of God, and God was me. Yeah, I rock. Yeah,
Yeah, and most of the stuff being preached is like something that a lot of people can relate to, and it's funny in a way that like it kind of puts everything to the ground level. Like Drewski, I love the skits that he does. Do you know the he's a comedian. I'll show you afterwards. It doesn't matter, but I love it because like it's so relatable, and for some reason when something's so relatable, I think comedy, I don't know, I'm asking you now that like maybe comedy in itself has to be something that is relatable in a way, but you don't want to make it in a way that I want to make this relatable, I want to make this egotistically really good to me or very personal to me. Does that make sense?
It does make sense, but I don't think I think it's half of the work. I mean, you want to be relatable in comedy? Yes, of course. You want to be relatable. And I think it's that I compared it, I do this analogy with music. My brother, he's a musician. And I think that from time to time, yes, you listen to pop music. The good pop music speaks to you. Like good Madonna songs get you deep. They're deep. Like David Bowie, people like that. It's still considered pop, rock pop, let's say. But it cuts you deep. Gets you there. But from time to time, you need to listen to technical death metal. It's something that is just for you, and it's not relatable. That thing, when it's relatable just to you, is it really relatable, or is it just me liking this? I'm more prone to say this stuff. So yeah, it's half of the work, but then there's your taste, and your taste gets in the way of how much relatable can you be with people, and everyone is like that. I think everyone is like that. Yes, I think it's just half of it, or maybe even more, because everyone wants to be relatable, especially in comedy, because people laugh and you get to be liked. But there's also this thing that from time to time you just need to do a blast beat that no one understands, and maybe one guy understands. Oh, you do this trick here and there, you play with words, and I think that's ego.
Yeah.
But you need that because it drives you also. By the way, I heard this Spanish comedian told me once, in your set, if you don't drop some jokes that are just for you, you won't enjoy it, because it's a fail-safe. Let's say I'm bombing, but I'm dropping jokes here and there. Maybe I do a joke which is just for me. It keeps me going. It's like, oh, you use your own ego just to keep the performance. Oh, it's a tool.
A little shot of caffeine in the middle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just a tool. Yeah. Never thought about that. It's a smart move.
No, that's great. And I think I didn't frame that correctly, and I want to ask you a double question here.
Okay.
Because what I was trying to say is that I think once you start something, it's very hard to not wanting to please everyone while you're, I don't know, when you're doing something that's creative, you kind of want to, okay, how do I go to this room and I write something that everyone's going to like? I think in the beginning, that's a lot of people's experience. How were you like when you start, like your first drafts?
Oh, they were shit.
They were shit, and what kind of
and
things
they're
were
still
you
shit. It's like 99.9% of the time.
Okay.
Your first draft is the first thing you drop.
Okay.
I think it happens. I still believe it happens to everyone. And if they say, "Nah, I'm not like that," they're lying. Most of the time, the first things that you write down, it's not quality. There's an idea, and an idea gets polished, and it becomes a quality idea. But the first draft is not like that. And yes, I think to me, it became more, it started like I want to please people because I want people to like me because I believe I'm good at this. And now through sheer experience and hard work, I know I'm good at this. How can I make people like me from my point of view? It got switched position.
Yeah.
Yes, it may be a little bit more narcissistic and egotistical, but on the other hand, I had these experiences that people thank you for your comedy. So it's like I try to honor that kind of experience.
Yeah.
You try to do your best in that way, but you have to go through yourself in a certain way.
Yeah.
So I don't write down anymore like I want to please all the people all the time. Which, by the way, it's a great joke
impossible.
from Mitch Hedberg, which I strongly recommend to you. He used to say he was a one-liner comedian. He was a drug addict, but he was among the best comedians ever. And he says, "You can't please all the people all the time." And yesterday night, all those people were at my show. And I say, "Oh, this is so good. There's so much truth."
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it goes that way. That there's a, and how can I say, there's good intention in trying to please all the people all the time, but it's a recipe for failure.
Yeah.
You can't,
Yeah.
you cannot, and you shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Like try to please all the people all the time, because all people are different.
Mm-hmm.
We're not ants.
Yeah.
If we were all equal, yeah, it's one recipe for everyone. But we're not like that. And it's good to know that.
Yeah,
It's
and,
really
and,
good
and
to
by the
know.
way, why would you want to please someone that has nothing to do with you?
Yeah.
Like you're just saying things that you don't even want to say, and then if you don't want to say them, they're not going to come.
Maybe they're not paying attention, because this is something that Louis C.K. said. By the end of your, he said, I love comedy. And there's this, I think it was one of his series, and he was talking to another comedian, and the other comedian goes, yeah, but by the end of the day, like people just go home, they have to pay their mortgages, maybe they drink, maybe they fuck, whatever. They don't care about what you did. They don't care about what you did.
Yeah, that's huge.
And that is something that, wow, is it fame maybe gives you that? But I think it gives you the illusion of that. And I thought about it for a really long time. And I thought this is one of my personal thoughts about life, which is, and like comedy wise, like everything that you will say is going to be listened. People will pay attention to that, as long as nothing you say is serious. So you pay a price for people's attention, but nothing that I say has to be taken seriously.
Yeah.
Like nothing. Everything must be a joke or lighthearted. Oh, but this is so, like, it's so heavy on you, because, wait, are you telling me that people listen to you, but I cannot be serious with them? Isn't it weird?
Yeah.
That you honor the speaker with your attention, but in comedy, that attention has to be rewarded with fun.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird?
Yeah.
There's a price to pay for that.
Yeah.
And, I cannot be serious. And then I realized, because I'm still thinking about philosophy. Philosophy is that everything that philosopher says is a serious thing. It has to be taken seriously. Everything. That's why philosophy is deep. But on the other hand, it's like, but there's also another way to get people attention, to be listened for an hour, which is comedy. See how they to me, they complement each other. And this famous philosopher, you may know it, like Ludwig Wittgenstein. He said, like, you can build up a serious philosophy system with just jokes. And say, this is true. That's why Trump is liked by Trumpsters, because he's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's funny.
Yeah,
he says
yeah.
these bold things.
Yeah.
That's premeditated. That's thought through. That's a persona that works very well in politics. He's not dumb. He's not dumb at all. He talks that way. He speaks that way. He's funny because he knows it delivers.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it makes sense. And actually, I like Trump. It makes me laugh a lot of times.
Funny. Yeah.
He's a funny guy. He's a funny guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but isn't it politics about seriousness? About serious stuff? Like, watch out for that. It's a super cool thing.
No, I just wanted to sit here and let you talk, because sometimes, like, people just say things and you don't realize, like, the amount of, like, intellectual, like, I don't want to say, but, like, it's so deep that you're just saying that, and I could come out with a stupid response. It wouldn't really make sense, because what you just said and me just thinking of it, I need to take some time to take that in to really, like, understand what you just said. I can't say, I get that. I don't really, because there's so many things.
I wrote this down in Spanish. So in Spanish makes sense to me to say that to myself. And it's, todo lo que tú dirás será escuchado siempre y cuando nada lo que tú dirás vaya en serio. And to me, it makes sense because it's something about me that I realized just by writing down this and that. But it took me like 10 years to figure that out.
Yeah.
It took me 10 years to people will listen to me. but only if I'm funny.
Yeah.
Isn't it when you have a relationship with your friends and you're funny?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, people listen to that.
Yeah.
And by the way, we say when people are serious all the time, we think they're boring and you don't want to talk with them. So there's something there.
Yeah.
I say, okay, how do I make people listen to me? Because that works at every level for the rest of your life. It's not just about comedy. It's about relationships. It's about work. It's about my girl. It's about my mother. It's about my brother. How do I make them listen to me with all in capital letters? Not just being there and say, yeah, just listen. I have a message. I have something to deliver. Oh, I realize that, at least to me, if I wrap it up with a little bit of comedy, the message gets delivered. So it's like, yeah, there's something about that. Why am I not able to do that in a serious manner? Maybe it's the way I am. Maybe it's the relationships that I got. Maybe it's because of that I like to write comedy. Because you don't know. You just got a self-discovery, but it's also how we communicate to each other. It's if you get to know someone, you almost naturally try to make them laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it makes total sense. Yeah, but why? I said, oh, maybe because if you start talking about, let's say you meet a girl and you just immediately go into Gaza, it's not going to be good. But if you make a joke, okay, you have my intention. You know, Django, the movie,
Yeah.
Leonardo
Django,
DiCaprio's
yeah,
line.
yeah.
You had my attention and you have my curiosity.
Yeah.
I think it's something like that.
Yeah. 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 There's so many things there, and I'm just wondering, like, because kind of taking it a little bit back, because you did the stand-up course, right?
Yeah.
And it's the biggest form of stand-up, I think, and once you get in kind of any creative industry, that you kind of get to make a fool out of yourself. And I mean that with the highest regard, by the way. I want to make my life something in regards to that, and I believe it's a really high form of intellectual expression and things like that. But you go from that to working a 9 to 5, and that's very different, because in 9 to 5 you have to be very serious, and you have to be you gotta talk a certain way, you gotta use words that really don't mean nothing, but they sound fancy,
you have to be corporate.
Exactly.
And
I
really when I started doing comedy and I was working at call centers with the weirdest shift ever. And so it wasn't 9 to 5 Monday, Friday. It took me 10 years to get a job like that. And it was out of the pandemic. They were looking for work at home. I work at home. I have a good job, I believe. And yes, I work like an office schedule like that. I like that. Yes, it's boring. Yes, you have a piece of office back at home. Don't you ever think it's the other way around. It's just, it's a corporate being that stays at home 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. That corner of my house, it's an office. It's just a cubicle.
Yeah.
And but I realized I need that, first of all, because there's a steady income, which drives you through a lot of storms, and because it's repetitive and boring. Because all these kind of jobs, they have to be boring. Otherwise, you wouldn't be paid to do those jobs. I realized, there's a structure that repeats itself and doesn't change too much and doesn't move. Perfect. That's a basis to be more creative. Because the moment I stopped working, I said, I can go back to write down this thing. Maybe I have another show. It gives me structure. It gives me discipline. It's repetitive. Yes, it's boring. To me, it's necessary. It's necessary. And I improved more as a comedian because of that. Because I knew I had money on my side, because I had a job. So I don't have to worry that much about money. So you can get to the comedy side of stuff with a different view. With a totally different view. It's like, okay, I don't do this for the money. Yes, of course I do this thing for the money. I love the money. Who doesn't love the money? But I'm not focused just on that. And some friends told me, like, I can tell the difference between you, like, prior 2020 and now, because I'm not worried about money, so I can write the things that I really like, and if they land, good. If they don't land, well, that's whatever. Yeah. I never thought about that. I grew up thinking, yes, I want to be a comedian, and I will get paid because of that. And then 2020 just swept away all of my dreams. And I say, okay, I have to mitigate this thing and redimension myself. And then I realized, a 9 to 5 job helps you a lot. Like it builds something unmovable. It builds, I don't know how to say it. Actually, I say to myself, it's like the mountain. Mountains doesn't move. You go on a mountain, you go down on a mountain, but the mountains doesn't move. Well, that's the job. That's the 9 to 5 job. That's a mountain. It will not move. So I can go on the mountain and then get down on the mountain. That's comedy. I just think I think in this way.
But that's crazy. I never heard something said like this in a way, because you always hear this thing like, if you have a creative passion, you have to go all in. If you have the startup, you have to go all in.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean you have to be stupid about it.
Exactly.
You can go all in. You can go all in, but it depends also on how good that you're at poker at life. I'm not that good, but when I have a good hand, yes, I go all in because it makes sense to go all in. You don't have to be stupid about the passion. And people that say that, they're usually already rich, I believe. Yeah, follow your passion. Yeah, said Jeff Bezos. Yeah. Sell books online. It helped. It worked for me. Like, yeah, for you. I'm not you.
No, but that's huge. Yeah. But even on the other sense, like some people, they spend their lives like, oh, I really wanted to do this when I was growing up, but I really had to get a job. And when I got to the 9 to 5, I could never really get back to the thing. And what you just said is huge, because you can do the 9 to 5 job and not lose your passion. And what you just said of like, because you spend so many hours of the day not in a creative kind of mindset. And then that's over. And it's like, I get to be creative. And it's almost like a sense of gratefulness and presence for the moment, and just I get this amount of time to do what I love. That's crazy.
Let's put it this way: if you're passionate about something, it will creep you automatically into your thoughts. I'm working. I do a lot of repetitive stuff here and there, and just by doing repetitive stuff, sometimes it pops up, and I say, I thought about this thing, and then I just put it down and keep working. And that's enough for just keep all the comedy going. You keep it flowing. You don't have to go to the gym and break your neck all day. So you just have to do your stuff. When you can do your best, then you do your routine. Otherwise, you have a plan B, which I don't know. I do have 50 push-ups. Okay, it keeps you going. So I think the passion is the thing that creeps in your repetitive tasks. Oh, I like this thing, and I just put it down. Yeah. So at least to me, I realized, I really like this thing because I'm not thinking, I'm not focused on that, but it's like a good intrusive thought. And I said, that's a good joke. Put it. And I since I have to write a lot of emails and I talk to my colleagues all the time, the conversation keeps flowing. And as any human being does, if you're doing a conversation, you try to be funny here and there. And sometimes I speak to these Argentinians colleagues of mine, I became friends, and I think, God damn it, these are better jokes than mine. And I spend hours and hours trying to think about the thing. It works. It works to me. Yeah.
No. But I think it works for everyone, because I heard this thing recently too. I'm going to butcher it, but it's something like constraints are a crucial, or limitations are a crucial form for creativity or to get the job done. And I was like, for the first time I heard it, I was like, okay, I don't really get limitations. But then once you think, they are so needed when you see a big movie that has, I don't know how many millions budget, and then you go to an indie film that wins an Oscar or something like that, Like, those things aren't, it's just not because there's a bunch of money being put there that the movie is going to be better. But this other movie that had all these limitations allowed for this sense of creativity and togetherness and this spirit of we're going to make it, and this underdog mentality. All these things kind of bring it to another level.
But if you don't have constraints, there's nothing to overcome.
Oof.
So there's nothing to overcome. There is no conquest. There is no you, by the way. It's like a drop of water in the sea. There's nothing. There is no definition of something. And yes, having constraints, like time constraints, money constraints, that helps your creativity, because you have to overcome something. And I think that inhabits everyone. all the time. But I think the people who are really driven about something is because they found their own way to overcome a lot of stuff. It's I don't say easily, but they give them the confidence and the the faith to overcome the stuff. And that creativity, by the way, creativity is exactly like that, to overcome something that no one else overcame before, to bring up a new idea. How do you bring up a new idea? Because you know what are the old ideas that are not new, and you overcame them, and that's a constraint.
Yeah.
It's like playing a game with no rules. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's like pay per win. It doesn't work. It doesn't drives you. Doesn't leads you to what you want to be.
Yeah.
And yes, you need some constraints. And you can tell, like, if you watch like Netflix series nowadays, they have like a shitload of money, and money it washes away all the constraints. We just put this character in here, we just do some lesbians there, and it's just a mess because it's no constraint, meaning there is no structure, and you cannot enjoy something structureless unless you want to destroy everything.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you destroy, it's because there are constraints. So it keeps going that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right.
No, yeah, that's crazy, and especially like now, I was just thinking, I don't want to just go crazy on the subject, but it's really interesting to me. Even actors, like, there's this thing of going to auditions, and acting is, you have to be such in a present state. The same with comedy, I guess. Not I guess, I'm certain. That you have to really be in the present. And if you're thinking, for example, this is my only thing, and I'm a aspiring actor, I haven't done anything, I waiter here, I do that. There's all these pressure, and I have to make it, because if I don't make it, there's nothing. But then you go with that one guy who has this job there and is really interesting about acting, has this really deep passion, but that's not it. Like, not having this job is not going to determine whether he'll eat the next day, or whether his happiness will be very impacted.
There's people who are perfectly capable to do that. They go all in and they get it. But I think it's a rare unicorn. Mm-hmm. Like most of us, I think most of the people are not creative, nothing, like zero creativeness at all. But the whole bunch of, let's say, kindred spirits toward arts, yes, you don't go all in, you just go halfway in. It doesn't mean you lack courage or creativity. It just means you inhabit the real world.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean you're half-assed in it either.
Yeah. There's this example that I love a lot. Do you know Neon Genesis Evangelion? No? It's an anime, 90s anime. One of the best opening themes in whole anime history. And one day I read the history behind this anime opening because I love it so much. I really like it. It gets me in a real good mood, by the way.
Yeah.
And it turns out that the woman that made the song, it was a Tuesday, I believe, and she worked like as a musician in productions, and she studied for 20 years or something like that, and she write music every day, and then the work come in, and they say, you have to write down an opening theme song for this Neon Genesis Evangelion, and she puts it down in maybe a couple of days. She just sent in, gets the money back, done. One of the best opening theme song of ever, and I recommend you the series. It's a weird series, but it's totally changed the anime, mech anime especially, and the song is super good. It was a Tuesday for her. It was just, it's a job. Mm-hmm. It's work.
Yeah.
And if you don't work, you don't get to realize, I just found a gem. That's how it happens. You keep digging. Yeah. If you stop digging, there's no gold. There's no treasure. You have to keep digging. And what really struck me, I liked so much this song that I thought, what genius could ever realize that they had to do this and that? And no, it is me that you recognize the art and the geniusness behind it, but it's just a shitload of work and discipline.
Yeah.
And it is there. Then there's these rare unicorns that are capable of doing that, these geniuses that are capable of doing that, but most of us, we need to write our shit down every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's nothing, that's the thing, I think it's really interesting because you get hear this advice of this people that gave it all up to go chase this one dream, and there's nothing sweeter and more wholesome to like hear stories like that, and you just get so happy for them. But there's a lot of things that happen that we're not the same, you know. Things are gonna happen to that person that it's not gonna happen to you. So like there isn't like a path, because sometimes I don't know, I think we all have dreams, and we think that our dream needs to be a certain way, and if for some reason, for example, like I want to be this, and then this constraint comes, oh, that means that because that person, that didn't happen to them, so how could I ever do that? But then you hear these like unicorns in the same way that they've been like this up and down. They did this and then they went there, and then it's great. Like you took philosophy, and now you're doing stand up, and philosophy is such a really deep thing.
Yeah, I fucked up. I know.
No, but maybe someone that like knew you back then, they'll say, "What you're doing? You're so like focused," and I would never guess. You know?
No, I was really bad at school. Actually, I was really, really bad at school. So I took philosophy because I was good at philosophy. I liked philosophy, and I say, yeah, it's either IT or philosophy. Let's go philosophy, no? And I loved it. As any Italian, like back in the day, you have to study Latin, and I was really bad at Latin. And most people, and I remember some friends of mine in high school, they say, "Well, you speak Spanish and Italian. You speak two Neo-Latin languages. You're supposed to be good at that." And I said, "Not at all. It's like if I drive a car, it doesn't mean I'm good with horses. It's a prior means of transportation. It doesn't mean you're at all. And by the way, it's a 2,000 years old language. No one is good unless you studied it like really hard. And when I studied in university, and then I realized, oh, there is beauty in Latin, and I was never taught, and I never thought there's beauty in Latin. There's so much. It's so interesting that you have to study hard, and I'm still super bad at Latin. I cannot remember a thing, but I remember some sayings that some philosophers said, and it gets you. And say, oh, and then I realized, yes, there are some things that you get to do because that beauty catches you. It's seductive. It's like when you meet the girl of your dreams. Why is it the girl of your dreams? It's not because you dreamed about her, it's because she really catches you somehow. And that beauty does that. Beauty does that to everyone. It's problematic because it forces your attention, and but it's also so good. And apparently I don't have a word for beauty besides beauty. Yeah. But it's a good thing that beauty catches you.
Yeah, magic almost.
Yeah. But I was really bad at school. Wow. So I wasn't the serious. I was the guy the loser a little bit. But I really like philosophy, and I had good grades in philosophy. So that, and the fact that I wrote, and I write well in Italian. I express myself when I have the moment to write down. I express myself quite well, and my teachers understood that very well. I remember this teacher of mine, who's an Italian teacher of mine, he said to me, whatever you do, you have to write.
That's huge.
You're right. I remember one day we had this like surprise exam, and we had to write down some stuff. And he said to me, I can clearly tell you didn't study, but you wrote down some things very well. So I'm going to pass you just because of that. And I felt so good.
Did it stop the recording? Let's go again,
Yeah?
Yeah.
Take two.
It's fine. It's just a while.
Okay. And I felt so good. Because it was a moment of beauty.
Wow.
And it's like, wow. And I start writing down some stuff.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there's something. It also gives you confidence. And I remember that my dad died when I was still in high school. So I didn't have like a male model figure to follow. And this teacher of mine, this man, older man than me, of course, they realized that. So the fact that they gave me a compliment, some confidence, it was so beneficial.
That's huge,
and it was so needed, and that by the way keeps the momentum going.
100%.
Because they see a young boy who's losing himself because his dad died, and you don't have so many means to, let's say, to remediate that. You just cannot do that. But maybe if I give this guy a little bit of confidence because he's studying hard, he's thinking, no, he's not studying hard. Well, he writes well.
Yeah.
Oh, that felt like I found something, and that reorients you towards in a better way. You don't feel lost, and it's like, oh, this is so cool. And philosophy was pretty much the same. Since I was good at philosophy, I got some compliments here and there. I felt like this is my place. So you start studying that, and when you find your passion, I believe when you find a passion after some tribulations and suffering, discipline comes naturally. That invokes some discipline. If you really like this thing, you can see that in people that are focused in their passion, they're driven, that and you envy them because the discipline they have, it almost comes naturally. Of course, you have to work on your how can I say,
Craft.
on your craft. You have to work on a solid basis of everything. That requires this discipline. But once you have that, it becomes a tool that it's like a summoning. It's like magic. Okay, I want to do this thing, and it took me 10 years to realize that I have to write down on a board, and I don't have a picture here, but if you see my shows, it's all written in a logical way, and it flows naturally.
Yeah.
And you have a passion of that. You also have discipline. Discipline will assist you in your passion. I don't think passion assists in discipline. I think it's the other way around.
Yeah.
I think you have to develop you have to understand what you really like and then work hard on how to discipline that.
Yeah.
Because it catches you, but it's never fully in your hands. It's like trying to hold ice. At a certain point in time, it will melt, and you don't want to lose it.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be careful about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
think it
precious
goes. Yeah,
thing.
it goes this way. It's like the discipline will assist you in your passion, and it will come naturally, but it doesn't work the other way.
Yeah.
Passion doesn't help discipline at all.
Yeah.
I mean, at least to me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so huge. Even like when you see, there's these people that maybe you grew up with, and you're like, oh, this like teachers say that a lot. Like me, I wasn't a very good student, and like dyslexia, everything. Not it's not a bad thing at all. It wasn't not petty, not victim mentality. But I did always feel like I was pretty dumb, and once like your goals is to go to university and everything, I always thought like, well, I'm not a good student. That's one thing that I know. And I never felt like I was really good at anything because no one told me, right? But once you, like you just said, it really hit me. Once someone tells you that, hey, you're not stupid, you're just not good at these kind of things. And this might sound simple, but to me, it really hit me. There's like, first of all, maybe for these things that you're not good at, you don't need to go that at. Maybe it's not for you. But if you work hard enough, you will be good at them. That's not a problem, and you're gonna find your own thing. And when someone told me, "Hey, you're good at this," like
it just reinvigorates you.
Oh my God,
you.
It's a feeling of
it's almost like it's so refreshing.
It is,
and it's so invigorating.
Yeah,
you feel strength, which is something that
encourage.
We guys, we really need to feel the proper place of strength.
Yeah.
Yes, it's like I've been told like all my life, oh, I'm lazy. Yes, laziness it's a thing of me. Then I realized, oh, I'm not lazy. I'm misplaced.
Exactly.
I'm lost.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that I was talking to my girl the other day, and I realized a lot of stuff before meeting each other. We did pareja de hecho, civil partnership, I believe it's the English word for that. And she said to me, oh, we were lucky to meet each other. Yes, yeah, we were lucky to meet each other, but everything that happens afterwards, like we live together, this and that, is not about luck. It's about merit. It's about work. It's, yes, maybe we're lucky to meet each other, but luck doesn't get you to the treasure. Okay? It's you have to dig. It's the hard work that gets you there. So there's also a merit in that. So it's good for you. It's good for me. I'm happy about what we're building, this and that. And then I realized, because he asked me, like, but what kind of girl you met before? And it took me years to realize that I was meeting the wrong kind of person in the wrong kind of place. Because for years I thought, oh, I cannot hold on to a stable relationship with a girl. It's about me. Of course it's about you. No? But then I realized, oh, it's me here that doesn't work. So it's not just about me. Yes, I'm lazy, but maybe I'm lost. Because when you're lost, laziness comes along. and then you realize, oh, I need to change places, I need to change habits, and things start working.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that you're dumb. It's maybe you are really resistant to what they're offering, and maybe it's not you. It's you there at that time that doesn't. You're not matching your environment.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my God, and that's huge. Even in simple things like sometimes people meet you and they, I mean, you don't know them that well, and they have this certain feeling. Like I imagine you as a comic, they're like, oh, he's super funny, and then they meet you in person, and in the back of their mind, they're like, be funny, be funny, be funny, be funny, be
Yeah.
funny, be funny.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got it. I get it.
Okay.
Oh, it's super fun. Thank you very much. Come to my show. Here's a sticker. See you next time. Oh, let me get you a beer. Thank you very much. Here's a sticker. I used to fall for that because it's very. They think you're charming and they get very charming. And I mean, people after a show, maybe some dudes, they're really like bros. Maybe it's a cute girl with blue hair, and it's like, okay, I still like her. Okay, and that is very seducing. But it's also very tricky because they think you're like on stage. And on stage, well, you saw me like I'm a little bit of like a nervous persona, like prone to party, and they think you're like that. And I thought, oh yeah, maybe I'm just like that. No, I become immediately boring.
Yeah.
I just did my job. Let me smoke a cigarette, and I come back in 5 minutes. But just give me those 5 minutes. It's like I just go back to be a 40 years old man. It's like, yeah, I think about taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah.
Yeah, that's comforting because even like with movie stars and stuff like that, they say, yeah, I'm super lazy. But then you look at how many movies that they do in a year, and you're like, wow, like you're not lazy at all. But
Yeah,
that
what's
doesn't mean
the-
he's not lazy.
Yeah, what's
he's
the
passionate
definition-
about his
yeah.
work, but when the work's finished, maybe he is lazy.
What's the definition of lazy?
Yeah.
What definition of lazy are you using? I think I'm lazy because I don't go enough times to the gym. To some other friends of mine, it's like, oh, but you go on stage like 4 or 5 times per week. To me, that's not lazy.
That's
So
crazy.
yeah,
for-
so it depends on the point of view, and I think we all need some laziness just to push you just a little bit. It's like, yeah, I'm being lazy, yeah, but I should work on that. That's the phrasing. At least according to me, I feel lazy about this thing. Yeah, let's go to the gym. But if I don't go through that, I'm feeling lazy. I don't get to push myself.
Oof.
That's
yeah.
the point. You don't
Yeah.
get to push yourself. So it's a pre-requirement to push yourself.
Yeah, and those little things. That's why the podcast is Momentum Makers, because you build momentum in just simple things. Like today, I woke up and I was like, and this is not like gym bro, go to the gym. Jesus Christ. Okay, whatever. That's the white. It doesn't matter. But like not to be in a like gym bro, I'll go to the gym and I'll wake up. Not in that at all. But I think it's more in the like, I told myself that I would go to the gym at this time, and I was gonna wake up. Well, didn't matter if I didn't sleep good or whatever. That I was gonna go, and this is like a promise that I made to myself. And since I have the highest form of respect for myself, I should wake up, and even if I don't want to, I will go because I respect myself. I have self-worth. I respect the person at night that made that decision. So I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to do this or that.
Yeah, it's like you're doing a solid favor towards your future self.
Yeah, and it's self-worth. It's like, I'm not doing this for anyone else. I'm doing it for me. And my words, my bond, but not for any, my words, my bond, not for anyone else, but for me. For me, that really helps me. I don't know why. When I don't lie to myself, when I don't bullshit myself.
Yeah, because that me that you build up, it's someone who can be treasured by other people. As you don't bullshit yourself. You try not to bullshit yourself, because that's a good trait, and some other people will be attracted to that. So yes, you're doing that for yourself, but not for your present self, for your future self. So in some way, you're not doing it just for you now. You're doing that for you later.
Yeah.
And people will tell you that the later you it's better than the prior you. So in a certain weird like philosophical way, you're not doing that for yourself, you're doing that for your future self, which means like you care about someone else. Maybe it's just a wordplay, but I don't know. I was walking the dog today, and I was walking the dog yesterday, and the dog, that's not mine, it's my girl's dog, but yeah, we've been with the dog for a month, and I take the dog for long walks. Now, I like to do the long walks because I don't listen to music. I just walk with the dog, and I don't know. It's just walking with the dog. There's a good thing about that because you forget about your problems. You rewire yourself. You take a walk. A walk is magical after
Wow.
after a long day's
Crazy.
work. Yeah, you just unplug. You unwire. It's like, oh, okay, good. And the dog is happy to see you.
Yeah.
And I was walking the dog, and I thought, let's do the short circuit. Let's just go home. And then I realized, no, because I'm doing that. The dog has to, the dog has to diet. How do you say?
Like he's on a diet?
He's on a diet. Yeah, he's
Okay.
on a diet. And I thought, let's do the half circuit and then just go back home. And then I thought, no, I'm doing a disservice to the dog. The dog has to move. The dog has to do the long walk. The dog has to know the place. And I put myself in second place. Of course, I'm in charge here. And if I want to do the short walk, we do the short walk. But I sincerely thought, I'm doing a disservice towards the dog. I know my duties and I have to accomplish them. I say, oh, wow, this is so mature of me. And I think it goes that way when you start doing something and you put yourself in second place, but you're also the one in charge. It's a weird, it's a strange feeling because you feel, oh, I'm in charge and I'm the king of the hill. Everything is due to me and it's bound to me. It's like, no. And I think that has to do with some kind of leadership. Like leaders, I know I have the power, but I'm not putting myself in front of everyone. And maybe comedy is a bit like that. I know I wrote some jokes, but maybe you improvise with the crowd and it's even better than the jokes that you write. Okay, I'm putting myself in second place. Just let these people take the moment to shine because you treasure them somehow. Yeah. So I think it's somehow similar to what you said. Like you're not doing it for yourself at the moment.
Yeah.
And there's something honorable in that. I'm not going to do this thing right here, right now, by myself because of myself.
Yeah.
That's somehow narcissistic, I believe.
We had to be sometimes, and that's not a bad thing. It's all about recalibrating. I want to thank so much. I took way too much of your time, and I know.
Don't worry, I can
performing
talk.
today.
I'm not performing today.
Oh, you're not? I thought I saw on Instagram.
No, I'm performing tomorrow.
Ah, okay.
I have my show tomorrow. It's my second show that I do, my second hour. I'm doing this show tomorrow. And then I'm having another show on Sunday. It's an Italian show.
Ah, dope.
So, yeah. And by the way, to reply to one of your questions, because I got it in back of my head. Since I speak 3 languages, like Italian, Spanish, and English, I do comedy. In
I wanted to ask you that. Yeah,
I do comedy. So it helped me to find different venues and different comedy venues and different shows in order to keep it going. And it helped me throughout like 2020, 2021, 2022. And then I found a job, and yes, I can pull back a little bit. But I was lucky somehow because the environment that I'm in offers me the opportunity to express myself in 3 different languages despite being the same art.
Yeah.
So that's something that, okay, if I were in Italy, I couldn't do that. If I were maybe in Mexico, I wouldn't be doing that because you put all the eggs in the basket. You go all in.
Yeah.
And to me, it doesn't make sense to go all in. Let's just put a little bit here, a little bit there. If this falls, these other 2 keep working.
Yeah.
So you never actually fall.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's just because I'm somehow fragile in that way. There's people that can do like 5 days in a row, like 3 comedy shows per day. Like I'm not like that, but at least I can switch in different languages, and that's refreshing.
Yeah,
it's also refreshing.
Yeah, keeps things fresh, interesting.
Yeah, maybe drink a little bit of beer, a little bit of wine, a cup of water, and you call it a day. Yeah, you had your fun, and you don't ruin your mind. But yeah, it was the environment that provided me the opportunity to diversify. That's the word I was looking for. Diversify what I do, and I said, oh, it's not a bad idea, because I still have a good hand and some chips, and I'm not going all in a stupid manner.
Yeah, that's really powerful. And I never, like, to be honest, I never heard that before. Like, I never heard someone, like, just someone, it's not said as much that, like, once you're pursuing something, even if, like, it's someone that is actually has this job, the thing that comes out is, this is my art. I should go. You need to go all in if you respect the art or the creative art form. But when someone just says, like, relax, you can do both things. And even, like, I think there's so many people in my university, my friends, they're always telling me, oh, I'd love to do this. I would love to do this with my life. And I think what you just said is you can go to university or you can have this job and still follow other passions that you have. That's possible. And that's really interesting just to hear from someone that is actively doing it.
Yeah, I still believe it resonates with what you said, that you have to go all in. Yes, but you don't have to be stupid about it.
Yeah.
You can go all in. By the way, what's your all in? What does it mean? What does it really mean? How much are you willing to sacrifice? Because there's a lot of people who say, I would go all in. If you have to say it, because people that actually go all in, they don't say it.
Yeah,
you can tell a lot about people that broadcast these catchy phrases about motivational speaker. It's like, I don't know. I don't think Picasso ever said, I'm going all in on picture. I'm going to do this and that. I don't think he said that.
Yeah.
I think he lived that. So don't be stupid about your life. Don't go all in a stupid. You don't play. If you know you have a good hand, you feel excited about that. But maybe the other one is better than you at bluffing, and you play your cards badly, and the other one who's bluffing doesn't have good cards like you, he wins because he was thoughtful about that. He faked it all in, but he didn't have the cards nor the chips to do that, and you lose because you weren't disciplined, because you were all in a stupid manner. Because, by the way, you're not a child. You're an adult. You have to contend with reality, and reality doesn't care about your passion.
Yes. Thank you so much.
My man, I could talk for like hours about it.
Oh yeah, me too.
It's like therapy.
No, it is, and it's a way like you just said. Sometimes you're writing things down and you get to express yourself when you speak, and you're in a podcast and you're present. It's really interesting because you're not just saying things out loud alone. You're speaking with someone else, and you're finding some relatability. Some of the things you don't disagree, and it's a really interesting environment. I don't know how to explain it. Like it's an experience. I guess.
I have no idea because I don't watch podcasts. This is my first podcast ever, but I gotta say I had a really good time.
Oh, thank you.
So keep it going.
Thank you. Now I love podcasts. I listen to one a day at least. I'll give you a good one.
Can I go to the toilet?
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Trouble, you best beware. And go deep down, I know I might be headed for teardrops. Now that you got me started, I just can't stop. No. 'Cause I love you, baby.